This episode of the ZuLoo Poodcast is sponsored by ZuLoo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.
When I checked your profile, I saw that why have you not been in Nigeria? Why have you been building toilets all over in Peru and other? This is where you should be. This is the country with 200 million people. And that is why we are excited.
Welcome to the ZuLoo Poodcast, where we talk all things poop, toilets and sanitation. Through insightful news, impact stories and quirky humour, we aim to discuss and highlight the critical role toilets play in whisking poop out of our lives, the impact toilets have, or lack thereof, in the health and wellness of humanity, and what ZuLoo is doing to help solve the current global sanitation crisis.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the ZuLoo Poodcast. We're excited to have you listening in again this week.
Yay.
The hype is high.
Woo.
Really it is though.
And we're channeling Nigeria today.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
Bang.
Seems like there should be something right.
I thought that there might be a crest, but there's not. And that's okay.
Yeah, I used to
Wow,
think
you
that
guys
there. I used to think there was like a big machine gun. Have you seen like Mozambique's old flag?
No.
It's cool. It's got this M16 on it.
Wow.
It's kind of cool. But anyway, this is the Nigerian flag, and we're going to get into some news about. This is.
Hang on.
Oh,
Here,
wait,
I gotta
sorry.
tell what our episode's
Oh,
about.
sorry. Go ahead.
We
Sorry.
jumped the gun, but that's because we're excited about Nigeria. And that's because on today's episode, we're talking with Dr. Nicholas Igwe, who founded OPSWASH in Nigeria. That's, I can't remember right now what it stands for.
It's a long acronym, but
It's a long
basically,
acronym. Privatization Sanitation.
Clean water sanitation.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a genius, and I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation with him, so I think you're going to as well. But before we listen to that, as usual, we've got some interesting Who News, Poo Facts, Snap Holes, I don't know, pop quizzes. I never know what's coming from there.
This is kind of a combo. This is from U.S. News and World Report,
Okay.
a reputable
Yes.
news source. But this is interesting facts about Nigeria. So
Cool.
we're going to test your knowledge about Nigeria today.
Okay.
How many people live in Nigeria? Quinn?
16 million.
No,
40 million.
higher.
200 million.
200 million.
Oh!
Wow.
200
lot of
million.
people.
Yeah,
Which
that's
I
a
was,
lot of people.
I was surprised to learn that. That is a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Wow. That's 2/3 of the United States almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Those kind of numbers, this is a side note. I could never be an accountant just because those kinds of numbers, my brain just can't comprehend that.
I can't comprehend that you fall asleep during Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also is the town of Igbo Ora, Nigeria, has the highest birth rate of twins in the world.
Whoa, really? That's cool.
So something going on with the DNA. They say that fertility experts believe that certain yams and certain natural hormone in the population produce, multiple twins.
Yams.
Like multiple sets in a
Yeah,
family?
so like most of the people that live there, they birth twins, so it's like
Wow.
yeah. So if you want twins,
Go eat some Nigerian
you can
yams.
move there and
Nice.
probably get some.
So it's kind of unfair then that there are 200 million people because they're kind of cheating.
They're
two at a time.
duplicating it. Yeah, 2 at a time.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a good strategy.
There we go. Eat
Economic
yams.
world. Eat the yams.
Also, if you you've heard of Hollywood, right?
I guess so.
And then in India they have
Bollywood.
Bollywood, and in Nigeria they call it.
Nollywood?
How did you know that?
Really?
Wow.
Nollywood.
I guess that was
It's true.
natural.
It's Nollywood, one of the largest film producers in the world, second only to India's Bollywood.
I
Wow.
think I've seen these guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I think some of them are amazing because, I'm sure it's not all of them. I've seen a couple of these African films. I don't know if it's Nigeria specifically, but the CG is really bad. And so they're like running away from like this helicopter, and it's being clipped out of the scene. But it's just so much fun. Like they're having a lot of fun.
That's what's fun about them.
So yeah, they're
cool.
great.
I don't think I've seen Nollywood films, but maybe I need to tap into that.
They have a version of The Lord of the Rings.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it your version of Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Is it better than yours?
It's an all-black cast, so it's a lot more fun.
Okay, very good.
Okay, any others?
Also,
I'm ready. I'm on a good streak.
So
you're hitting it.
When you're shaking hands with a Nigerian, never use your left hand.
I knew that about ancient Greece.
Who uses their left hand?
It's considered the dirty
It's considered
hand.
to be a sign of disrespect.
Oh.
Do not eat,
Egg on my
shake
face.
hands, or receive items with your left hand. It's just a no-no.
Oh.
Do not do that.
Well,
See, I knew that
With a Nigerian or in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't now remember whether it was ancient Rome or ancient Greece, but you would abstain from passing things with your left hand or clapping or anything like that because that was the wiping hand.
How do you not clap?
That clapping was just a no-no.
You just don't clap?
Yeah, I mean, you can clap like on your leg.
On your leg? Yeah.
Yeah, but you would not clap like this.
Where is this again?
I can't remember whether it's ancient Greece or ancient Rome. I'm pretty sure it's ancient Greece. Pretty sure. You can fact check me.
Okay, check it out. We're talking about Nigeria.
I know. Sorry, it just reminded me.
Wow, you just want to talk about Greece. Okay.
Sorry, different continent.
But similar though, right? The whole left hand thing. It's good to know if you're going because we're going to the World Toilet Summit in Nigeria.
It's a hot ticket.
It's in November of this year, and that's how we got connected with
Dr. Igwe.
Dr. Igwe.
Yeah, he's
Jack Sim, I think, introduced us.
Yep.
Because they're the host country for the World Toilet Summit.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, and he was phenomenal. And
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think we should wait anymore. I think we should just let our listeners jump into listening. So enjoy.
Well, Dr. Igwe, welcome to the ZuLoo Poodcast. We are so excited to have you on. I feel so honored that you would spend your time with us. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Excellent. We are so excited to dive into a little bit more about the World Toilet Organization Summit happening, your involvement in it. And we would love for you to tell our listeners a little bit more about your background. Can you tell us specifically about your background, how you got involved in the field of sanitation?
Yeah, my background, I'm a chemical engineer, and at the time I ventured into biotechnology, becoming one of the few Africans that developed artificial liver back in the days. As a chemical engineer, chemical engineering is about process engineering, and I realized that there is so much gap in the water process engineering. So I went into water process engineering, and you cannot talk about water engineering without sanitation and hygiene. So WASH, obviously, they all work together. So that was now what gave me the passion. Looking globally, having been around the world, I found out that water, sanitation, two of them are still very, very huge issues discussed everywhere. So I feel that I have to get in there, not just because of the gap of the financial gains, but because of the passion, solving problems, So that was how I ventured into water, sanitation, and hygiene, about, say, 10 years ago. And I've been there, and I'm enjoying it, and we're trying to support as many countries as possible.
Yeah, tell us about the OPSWASH. Am I saying that right? The OPSWASH organization that you're involved with. What's the background there?
Yes, OPSWASH is organized private sector in water, sanitation, and hygiene. Now, if you remember, we have an organization called Sanitation Water for All. SWA is a global organization working very closely with UNICEF. And SWA believes in multi-stakeholders collaboration or partnership to solve the issues of water, sanitation, and hygiene. And under SWA umbrella, we have government agencies. Of course, they lead the campaign. Then we have the research and learning institutions, because we believe that the academia should be part of the campaign, part of water, sanitation, hygiene campaign. Then we have the CSOs, then of course we have the private sector. And of course we have the utilities. We believe that without the private sector engagement, it will be difficult to bridge the sustainability, the financial, and the efficiency gap in the sector. And of course, when we say private sector, who are they? I represent the private sector constituency of SWA in the steering committee. And I realized that people will always say private sector should come on board, but who are they? So in Nigeria, what I did was to now say, okay, let me bring in the umbrella body of private sector called OPSWASH. I brought in the financial institutions all over Nigeria. And what would they be doing? I said to them, come on, we're not asking you for money, for funding, but come on, let's sit together, network, and see whether we can create innovative financial models that will be able to help the WASH sector. The second umbrella of the OPSWASH is the entrepreneurs. How do we create jobs? How do we build capacity? What will be in there for the entrepreneurs within the water sanitation value chains? So they form the second category of organized private sector in WASH. We have the industries. What would they bring to the table? Apart from the corporate social responsibility aspect of what they can now start using WASH projects as part of their CSR projects, we are also saying to them, as industries, you can make money. We are also explaining to them that sanitation is linked to economy, because it's only healthy people that will be able to create healthy economy and will be able to create healthy industry. So they form the third category of the umbrella body, organized private sector in WASH. We have the fourth one, the communication sector. When we approach them, they say, wait, what do we have to do with sanitation, with business? Because, we call it business. What do we have to do with this? I say to them, if every single day using your network, you can send messages to different people in different rural areas, asking them to wash their hands, to use toilet facilities, whatever you can send in different languages in Nigeria. And that was how they became very interested and they joined the campaign. And the organized private sector in water, sanitation, hygiene was actually inaugurated by the coordinating ministry in Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, specifically Engineer Suleiman Adamu, who is the Honorable Minister of Water Resources. He's a visionary. He saw the gap. He understands very clearly that without the private sector, we will not be able to make any meaningful progress. And again, I must be very grateful to the president of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari, who also saw the need for private sector engagement. And he actually added organized private sector in the Presidential Steering Committee of WASH that he inaugurated, that is being chaired by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, SAN. So that is what OPSWASH is all about.
Okay. Yeah, oftentimes people look to the government to do everything when it comes to related to sanitation. What we found is unless you have private ownership and private involvement, whether that's individual families or corporate actors, it doesn't really get the job done. What kind of private companies have in Nigeria have been getting involved?
A lot of them. We have Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, as a matter of fact, has been in Nigeria for 70 years. They're actually celebrating their 70 years in Nigeria. And as part of that celebration, they have actually partnered with organized private sector in WASH. They're one of our members to build toilet facilities in different places. In fact, they have chosen 6 states in Nigeria, identified the key areas. And what they want to do is to see how those toilet facilities, what kind of value are they going to add to the communities?
Mm-hmm.
How do we collect data to look at now, have a baseline to say health facilities, what do we have? Now, when we have the facilities, we'll now start doing some monitoring, evaluating, looking at the health, status, after the toilet facilities are built. We have the Guinness, the Diageo in Nigeria. They have been very, very involved when it comes to issues around water sanitation in Nigeria. We have Holborn. We have lots of them. We have Hypo, Rekit Benkisa, manufacturers of toilet cleaning products. So they also feel the need in coming together under, OPSWASH umbrella, body to obviously assist. And they support financially because they understand that it is very, very important. Like I mentioned as well, they have also understood that their own business will not grow if they do not take care of sanitation for even their workers. So what is happening now is that they now realize that they are gaining a lot and they have to also help the communities that are obviously patronizing some of their products. So we have quite some number of them in different categories. Communication, we have the IHS, towers. We have quite a number of them really coming on board and saying, how do we help? We have FMDQ. FMDQ is in charge of all the financial division of OPSWASH. What do? They are creating financial models, tax credit scheme, blue bonds, and of course, we all work together. They bring in other financial institutions to explain to them that we need to join the federal government in making sure that different people have access to safely managed sanitation and hygiene facilities, especially now that the government, of course, has shown very strong political will. Mm-hmm. Without political will coming from the government, I will not be here. Some of them will not be on board. The government has shown a lot of political will. In 2018, as you might be aware, the president declared state of emergency in WASH, 2018. In 2019, he signed Executive Order 009, saying that all establishments in Nigeria, schools everywhere, must have toilet facilities. For me, that is the highest level of political will. All the states in Nigeria are keen into making sure that Nigeria becomes open defecation free by 2015. So we have quite a lot of institutions, organizations that are already coming on board to assist in the campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we tend to focus a lot on India as being a country that has issues with open defecation. Nigeria was not one that came to mind until we talked to Jack Sim a little while ago. He's been on the podcast a couple of times,
sure.
But he mentioned Nigeria as well, and lo and behold, we found out that Nigeria was hosting the World Toilet Summit. Maybe you can talk about the World Toilet Summit. Let people know what the World Toilet Summit is and how Nigeria became the host country this year.
Thank you so much. World Toilet Organization since 2001, I'm sure as you are aware, started organizing the World Toilet Summit before 2013, when the United Nations obviously gave them the right to have 19th of November every year as a year that will celebrate the World Toilet Day. And every year, World Toilet Organization will look for a country that feel that are capable in terms of hosting the World Toilet Summit. World Toilet Summit is done probably before or during the World Toilet Day, which is around the 19th of November. Nigeria, as you have mentioned, people thought that India was taking number one position in open defecation globally. But I can tell you now that Nigeria has taken over that position, which is not very good for the country. And I think what World Toilet Organization Jack Sim saw before he approached us to say, it looks like Nigeria is making every effort to get itself out of that ugly status. We'll be reading about the political will coming from the president, the coordinating minister, the Honorable Minister of Water Resources, Engineer Suleiman Adamu, who, of course, he used to be a private sector, person in the past. So the efforts is obvious all over the world. People are seeing the efforts of Nigeria, that we're doing very, very well. I think as we speak now, about 78 local government areas out of 774 are already have been declared ODF in Nigeria. And many states are keen in. So that was obviously what Mr. Jackson saw, or rather what other organizations saw, and they approached us, approached Nigeria, and said, you have done so well. You will be hosting the World Toilet Summit, which is coming up on the 18th and 19th. And I can assure you, ever since that announcement was made, we'll be receiving lots of registration from different people all over the world, from the US, from Colombia, from Brazil, from India, different places, because they understand that Nigeria has 200 million people. So we are talking about 200 million people. 200 million people. And like I've always said,
it's a lot.
Business is a lot of things. Business is a very serious business, and we are taking it very seriously. And that is how the whole world is coming to see the efforts that we are making to also learn from Nigeria, because we have done quite a lot. To also learn that Nigeria probably is the only country where we have all the stakeholders coming together. We have the CSOs in Nigeria coming together. We have the private sector, the OPSWASH. We have development partners, the USAID, the UNICEF, the World Bank. World Bank recently gave out $700 million for water sanitation projects in Nigeria because they have seen the efforts that have been made. We have the government agencies. When we say the government, we have the MDAs, the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Agriculture, Water Resources, all coming together, saying, what can we do? How can we work together? We have the academia. We have the institution, university, say, what kind of research? We feel that this thing called fecal sludge, we have realized that it's not just fecal sludge, that there is money somewhere. So they want to be part and parcel of the campaign. And that is obviously why everybody is coming on board to say, we're happy that Nigeria has been chosen, and we want to be there and see how we can learn and how we can support.
Fantastic. You mentioned open defecation. What are some of the, obviously there's open defecation, but then there's also just the quality of systems that may be in place or may be lacking in some of Nigeria's slum communities. What are some of the biggest issues that you see Nigeria facing currently, and what do you see happening in the future?
Yeah, okay. Whatever we say now, remember, I see challenges as opportunity.
Yeah.
In some states, Nigeria has 36 states and FCT, Abuja. In some of the states, we have realized that they were not planned properly in such a way that we'll have what I would call centralized sewage treatment system, where you flush, it goes to one centralized place, and it's treated, and probably the clearer water or the clear water is sent back either to the dams, or something, like that. Then the fecal sludge is managed properly and be used for other resourceful materials like maybe methane gas or organic, manure and so on and so forth. We don't have that luxury in some places in Nigeria. In FCT and some other areas, Kano, some other areas, we have those, to an extent, centralized sewage systems. However, we are now building up based on this campaign, based on this open defecation. People are beginning to be aware that this is serious, that they have to actually clean up their different states. They have also realized that there is something in there for them, that they know that the private sector will not be involved in WASH. This probably Nigeria is the first country that has organized private sector focusing in WASH, in water, sanitation, and hygiene. We call it organized private sector because we have seen the opportunities. So in different states now, people are coming on board to see, how do we manage our fecal sludge? Not just because we feel it is the right thing to do. We also feel that we might create jobs. We also feel, apart from doing it decently, that there might be also other things that will come out of it. Like I mentioned before, fecal sludge can be turned into organic manure, methane gas, and others, even charcoal and others, So I think people are now, we have a lot of private sector people now coming on board. We have people now asking questions. How do they get involved? So I think right now, with the involvement of especially the private sector and the development partners, what is happening now is that you'll probably see UNICEF partnering with organized private sector. You'll probably see USAID partnering with organized private sector, CSOs partnering with organized private sector. And that has made different states to now start keying in, seeing that they will be getting support. And that is obviously the movement that is fast growing in Nigeria in a way that in 2025, hopefully, Nigeria will be declared open defecation-free country.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. That's a great goal to have. Yeah, we're super excited at ZuLoo to be supporting the World Toilet Summit, and excited to see you in Nigeria in November. What do you see? What do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to achieve as a result of having the World Toilet Summit in Nigeria?
Okay, the theme of this year's World Toilet Summit is sanitation innovations for economic development. Nigeria is a federal, we operate federal system of government. So on the national level, on the federal level, we've done so much. With the World Toilet Summit, what we've done is to make sure that the same program, almost, whatever that will be happening in Abuja, other states will key in. So it will be a massive mobilization of the entire populace. That is what we're trying to see. It's an event that will now start attracting entrepreneurs. Now, for example, now FCT government, they have now mapped out different places for private organizations or individuals to come and build toilet facilities, very decent toilet facilities for female, for male, for physically challenged. Own it, collect some money for people to use, make sure that it is cleaned properly. That is the kind of movement that we are going to see at the end of this World Toilet Summit, where different states will now start mapping out different sites for private individuals, organizations, even your organization can come to Nigeria and start looking at opportunities. And that is what I'm looking out for. When I checked your profile, I saw that why have you not been in Nigeria? Why have you been building toilets all over in Peru and other? This is where you should be. This is the country with 200 million people. And that is why we are excited. And that was why when you said, let's say, I said, no, let me talk to you. Let's have this conversation because this is where everybody is coming to. So I think at the end of this summit, there will be different innovations that will be showcased. Mm-hmm. People will be able to see that this thing called business is actually something serious. So if the theme is sanitation innovations for economic development, how do you talk about economic development if you don't have healthy people? Mm-hmm. If you don't have proper sanitation, how do you have healthy people? Cholera, typhoid, gastroenteritis diseases, all related diseases, of course, they kill very, very fast. Typhoid in Nigeria kill very fast, as you know. So people are beginning to understand that simple thing as building toilets can save life and can develop economy of any country. It has happened in Singapore, and I'm sure you have some experiences that you might probably share when you come to Nigeria in terms of how sanitation has turned economy around. And that is what we're trying to see. We're trying to create jobs. We're trying, after the World Toilet Summit, to be able to have created a lot of jobs, to be able to have turned economy around to an extent. And of course, if people have jobs, then we have better security in the country.
Yeah, that's excellent. It definitely is a health-related issue. And obviously, just coming off of the recent pandemic, people are obviously more concerned with health issues. And certainly, if there's anything that has a health benefit for a nation, it's definitely sanitation, as you know.
Absolutely.
But we're super excited to get involved, and maybe you could share with us maybe the people that listen to the podcast, maybe how they could get involved or how they can get involved with help supporting the World Toilet Organization or the World Toilet Summit in Nigeria as you start to ramp up for it.
Yes, we have a website already developed. Mm-hmm. www.wtsnigeria.org. WTS2022.com.
Yeah.
WTS Nigeria 2022.com. When you go in there, you register. If you register, it takes you to all the things you need to know. We have the deck, there. You get to read more. And I think Mr. President is doing everything possible to also see that other presidents from other African countries should also attend. And who are we looking for? We are looking for partnership. Remember when I mentioned collaboration? And it is only through collaboration that we'll be able to deal with the challenges, the sustainability challenges, financial challenges, and of course, the efficiency and challenges in the sector. So we're looking for partners that will come and exhibit. Let's see what you can and what you have. Let's see whether you'll be able to partner with a local company in Nigeria. Of course, build capacity. We don't encourage people to be importing as such, but where it's necessary, we do. How do you come to Nigeria and even start manufacturing? A country of 200 million people, you can imagine that if you can start to put together your facilities, maybe toilet facilities, or whatever it is in Nigeria, you can have good partners. Lexil, for example, Lexil of Japan is doing quite a lot in Nigeria and in Africa as well. And they have done, well in Nigeria over the past 4 years. We're looking at sponsors. There are many people that have said they will sponsor, including your organization. Of course, there are a lot of things that are in there for them. It's for them to log in, call us, we see that together and see how we can work together. The most important thing about this World Toilet Summit is about partnership, it's about collaboration. And you cannot get it better when you have the strong political will that we are enjoying. Like I said, for us as private sector, we will not be here if not for the strong political will that we have seen. So we are asking everybody to go in, log in, register, and see the benefits both as exhibitor, private participants, and as sponsors. As private individual, you can come in and network. It's a good environment to network, meet people from all over the world, see the issues around sanitation, learn on how you can get involved, not only in Nigeria, in your own country. This is the first time that Africa is hosting World Water Forum, which happened a couple of months back in Dakar, in Senegal. And Nigeria is hosting World Toilet Summit. In my opinion, it's an African water sanitation year. And that is why it's important. It has never happened before. This is the first time that Nigeria is hosting World Toilet Summit, and the second time in Africa. The first time it ever happened was in South Africa in 2012. 10 years down the line, it's coming to Nigeria, the same year that Africa hosted World Water Forum. So I think that is very, very significant. And that is why many people all over the world are saying that African, it means that African, we can do it. We are doing it already, World Water Forum, World Toilet Summit. So people should come on board and learn that we can work together and make the changes that we need in the wash sector.
Awesome. Well, that sounds great. We're super excited to get involved and to learn more. And we'll definitely share with our Poodcast listeners the links to the World Toilet Summit, Nigeria 2022.
Sure.
We look forward to maybe having you on and maybe other members of your team maybe later on in the year as we get closer.
Sure.
But we really appreciate your time. I think we're about out of time. But is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners before we go?
Yes, it's just to say that you got it right. It's Nigeria 2022. So you got it right, Nigeria 2022. What I want to say to everybody is, let us take this issue of water, sanitation, and hygiene very seriously. COVID has taught us a lesson that preventive mechanisms, they are better than curative mechanisms. If you prevent, people never knew that hand washing, the impact and how important ordinary hand washing can be, the impact it will have on their health and so on and so forth. But with COVID, it has taught us a lot of lessons. People are becoming more aware. People are becoming, people understand that hygiene is very key. And you cannot talk about hygiene without talking about sanitation. And you cannot build toilet facilities without talking about water. You need water to wash your hands. You need water to flush. And that is why they all go together, and we call it WASH. So we want everybody to come on board. We want people to learn from what is happening in Nigeria, where we have multi-stakeholders collaboration, where development partners, UNICEF, USAID, the World Bank, we have what we call National Task Group on Sanitation. It has the development partners, private sector, CSOs, different government agencies. So that is what we're encouraging other countries to try to put together that kind of multi-stakeholders that will come together and deal with the issues of challenge. The issues of WASH. Government alone cannot do it. Mm-hmm. Development partners do not have enough resources that will go around any country. CSOs may not have the resources. Private sector alone cannot do it. Research and learning institutions cannot do it. We need everybody, all the stakeholders, to come together, and that is what Sanitation Water for All SWA is all about. And that's what I want to ask everybody, all the countries in this world, private sector, to understand that while there is so much money in oil and gas, in other sectors of the economy, there is so much to gain in water sanitation businesses.
Absolutely. I feel so educated from learning so much from you, Dr. Igwe. We appreciate your time. And like Darren said, would love to speak with you again as the World Toilet Summit approaches, or members of your team. Sanitation is such an amazing sector because there's so much to talk about. And I think sometimes it can feel overwhelming to people just starting to learn and educate themselves about the world of sanitation and how important it is. And we could just talk forever. We could just dive deep into one subject. Absolutely. And perhaps we'll get to do that in a future episode. For now, we appreciate your time. We'll let you get to your flight. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you have a wonderful rest to your day.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much, and thanks so much for having me. And at any time, I'm ready to also come on board as well, and we can discuss further. Thank you.
Love it.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Igwe.
Have a good day.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Wow.
Dr. Igwe, I'm telling you, again, I had met him right as our conversation was happening, but I just learned so much.
Super intelligent, very well spoken. Just knows a wealth of knowledge in the sanitation space.
Yeah.
I had not realized before Jack Sim introduced us that Nigeria was dealing with the problem of open defecation.
Right. So aggressively, like they're being very intentional about how they approach sanitation. And it seems to be, that initiative seems to be really powerful, really working.
Yeah, they've got the president on board with it. And they've got private industry. And that's the whole purpose of the World Toilet Summit anyway, is to try to bring all the players, right, in the toilet space all together. And ZuLoo, we're right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, we may need to bring Quinn on the streets of Nigeria to, interview people firsthand.
I'll talk to anyone.
With your right hand. So otherwise it might,
I'll hold the microphone on the left. But I feel I might be a villain out there because I'm left-handed.
Oh yeah,
okay. That could be a problem.
I'm dangerous.
Yeah,
out there.
Yikes!
Like, I didn't realize how offensive I was.
And
answering
now
the phone, like man, I'm like flipping everyone off.
But
like,
now you know.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a disqualifying thing. So we'll have to send somebody else. But.
All right, we'll send your baby.
She can come with me anywhere.
Yeah,
almost anywhere.
I say that's a pretty broad term. But
Nigeria, we're excited about that, and we'll put links in the show notes to how you could get involved as whether you're just supporting or you want to go attend.
Yeah.
We plan to go and report back on that. So. Yeah,
and exciting to think about all of the other people that we'll get to meet there. I think that this is the first World Toilet Summit that they're hosting post-COVID, because the other ones have been canceled just due to COVID and travel restrictions and things like that. So it'll be interesting because I'll Be curious to know whether it's a larger group or a smaller group, and whether it's larger, awesome. Like, we'll get to know more people in the sanitation space. And if it's smaller, then we'll get to like really get to know people rather than just quick meet and greets, you know?
Well, you said that was interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
Really get to know people. It's like,
Yeah, well, Jack Sim's going to be there, and we're going to be hanging with him, and really just all the major players. The United Nations are going to be there. And,
Yep.
I mean, it's just a big deal. So, and a big deal for Nigeria too.
It's a huge deal for Nigeria. I mean, they're, in my limited knowledge, but it seems like they're sort of the front runners amongst the African countries that are struggling or that do struggle with sanitation issues. It seems like they're sort of at the forefront with how to resolve a lot of those, and that they're making amazing progress, mostly on their own, from their own efforts, which is extremely difficult to do.
Right.
Not to say that they haven't had help globally.
Yeah, we've seen the countries that host the World Toilet Summit. There's always just a dramatic increase in impact in the local area as far as bringing those technologies into play. And because it doesn't happen overnight, but by showcasing those technologies and highlighting the issue, there's just a natural impact in the area. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So
we will hope to see you at the World Toilet Summit in November. This is not the last that you'll hear of it. We will definitely be speaking with Dr. Igwe and some of his associates in further episodes. And we will just be hyping up the World Toilet Summit because we are very, very excited about it. So registration's open, I'm pretty sure. You can go and register and let us know if you do, so that we can plan to see you there. And whether you do or not, we'll just see you on next week's episode. Thanks for listening in.
Thank you for listening to the ZuLoo Poodcast. Follow us on social media at our links in the show notes below. To learn more, visit our website, ZuLoo.org. If you liked the podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. For even more ZuLoo fun, send us an email with your toilet stories to podcast@zuloo.com for a chance to be featured on the podcast. This episode of the ZuLoo Poodcast is sponsored by ZuLoo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.